On this night, an incident in the long-dead past has intruded upon the present. Barnabas Collins has learned of a hanging that occurred in the year 1796.
Julia, I must find a way to get back in time to help Vicky.
Barnabas, there's no way to get back, and besides, it isn't necessary.
Why not?
Because Vicky went to the past once before. And when she was about to be hanged, she somehow was returned to the present.
Only because there was someone in the present to take her place. But this time, she has not been able to get back to the present. And here is your proof. This time, she went to the gallows and died. What I must do now is go back a few hours before that time to save her.
Barnabas, even if you could go back, what would you do?
I would try to change the events that took place the night they hanged her.
What did happen on that night?
It was the most tragic night I had ever experienced. It all began when my mother discovered my coffin. The shock at seeing what I was drove her to take poison. A doctor was summoned, and Ben Stokes and I waited anxiously in the drawing room to hear the verdict. She can't die. She can't.
She might not. Nobody knows how much of that poison she took.
If only she hadn't found me.
It was Forbes' doing. He was the one who told her you were in the tower.
Yes, and he will pay for it.
I hope he does. He's brought nothing but grief to this family.
I begged her not to love me. I told her anyone who loves me will die. That it was part of Angelique's curse. But she wouldn't listen to me.
Can't just tell somebody to stop loving. It ain't that easy.
Why doesn't the doctor come? Why is he taking so long?
There is no longer any need for a doctor. Our mother is dead.
For my father, the terrible agony of that night had only begun. He still had to face the problem of disposing of me.
But the curse must be ended.
It cannot be ended.
It must, and I must be the one to do it.
You?
Yes, I cannot allow this nightmare to go on any longer. I cannot allow more people to die. I must destroy you.
By driving a stake through my heart.
No, I couldn't bring myself to do that.
That is the only way.
No, there is another way.
Another.
A silver bullet fired directly through your heart will destroy you.
How do you know?
When I was in Boston, I managed to come across an ancient volume of witchcraft. In it described men who had become what you are, and the means to destroy them. It is said that if a silver bullet pierces the heart, destruction is instantaneous. I must destroy you. If you have any human feeling left, you will not try to stop me. I have sent Riggs into town with a silver candelabra. I have instructed him to go to a silversmith and have 6 bullets made. I will fire those bullets into your heart.
When will Riggs return?
I don't know, probably several hours.
Where is Lieutenant Forbes?
Forbes?
Yes. He must die.
No, Barnabas.
Why do you care about Forbes? If If he hadn't told my mother about me, she would still be alive. You ought to hate him as much as I do.
I don't care about Forbes. I care about you. You have caused enough destruction. You must not cause more.
This will be my one last act of destruction. And one, I might add, that will give me enormous pleasure.
Don't do it, Barnabas. I beg of you, don't do it.
You cannot stop me, Father. No one can. I went out to look for Forbes, and I found him drinking at the Eagle pub. It was the last drink he ever took. Forbes?
Barnabas.
You look surprised to see me.
I am.
Why? Because you thought I'd gone to England?
Yes, that's right.
That's not what you told my mother.
Your mother?
You told her that I was alive and hidden in the tower. She found me there.
Well, I didn't know that for certain. I only suspected it.
And so you told my mother. Do you know what happened to her?
Happened?
She's dead.
What?
Dead. She committed suicide because she found out about me. And she found out because of you.
I never wanted her to die. I never wanted any harm to come to her.
Didn't you?
No!
And what about Daniel? I suppose you didn't want any harm to come to him.
Oh, of course not. I lost my temper and I frightened her, that's all.
And Millicent. What about Millicent?
I'm married to Millicent now. I love her very much.
You're a lying hypocrite. You'll stop at nothing to get what you want.
Barnabas.
My mother's dead because of you.
You don't know what you're saying. You know, I've captured the Collinsport Strangler.
Is that what you think of me?
Yes, I know it. Now, you and I are going to pay a call on the constable. I'm not bluffing you, Barnabas. I want you to do what I say, because I'll shoot.
Go ahead. Shoot me.
Don't come another step.
Shoot! Shoot! I cannot die because I am already dead. Do I frighten you, Forbes? I do not plan to kill you, at least not here and now. Later, Forbes, after you've had time to think about it. 9 o'clock. When the clock strikes 9, you will die. In desperation, Forbes went to my father for help. He didn't know what was happening to him because he didn't know yet what I was.
I shot him. I fired a bullet right into his chest. He didn't die. He just disappeared. How could that happen? Mr. Collins, what is he?
He is a vampire.
A vampire?
Yes. Barnabas has been placed under a curse that has destroyed this family and will, in due time, destroy Barnabas himself.
I can't believe any of this. I can't believe it's happening.
Unfortunately, it is.
He threatened to kill me.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised he didn't. He blames Mrs. Collins' death on you, as do I.
He said that when the clock struck 9, I would die.
There is nothing I can do about it.
Couldn't you talk to him? Plead with him?
I have already tried, mainly because I don't want any more bloodshed. But it will do no good.
You've got to make him.
It is impossible. I'm almost sorry for you, but there's nothing I can do.
Aren't you going to stay here with me?
I wouldn't be any protection. And I don't want to see what is going to happen to you.
Ben, did you know about him?
I've known about him for a long time.
And you protected him and let him go on killing people?
I tried to stop him once. He even begged me to do it.
Stop him?
Tried to destroy him in one of the few ways he can be destroyed.
I mean, there is a way.
Aye.
What is it?
I'm not going to tell you.
Ben, please! If you just stand by and let him kill me, my blood is going to be on your hands. Do you want that?
No?
Well, then you've got to tell me!
All right. I will. The way to destroy him is to drive a wooden stake through his heart. During the day, he rests in his coffin. You go to his coffin tomorrow morning and drive a stake through his heart. You'll destroy him. Only you won't live that long. Tomorrow morning, you'll be dead. Where are you going? You can't escape him.
What's that?
Dogs howling. That means he's nearby.
It's 4 minutes to 9. Mr. Collins.
I told you there is nothing I can do.
You've got to be with me at 9 o'clock.
I told you that my presence will not keep Barnabas from doing what he is determined to do, and I do not care to witness it.
Just can't let me...
Why do you hesitate? What is it?
You're right.
Right?
Yes, it was unfair of me to ask you to remain.
There is an odd word coming from you. A moment ago, you were terrified to be here alone.
I know it. I was being cowardly. If I have to die, I don't want to die a coward's death.
You're behaving most peculiarly.
It's nearly 9. Please, Mr. Collins, I think you'd better not be in this room.
I almost wish I could do something for you, in spite of everything.
Forbes saw one last chance to save his own wretched neck, and he clutched at it. He would fire the crossbow and send the wooden arrow through my heart. He raced against time to prepare the weapon. I returned to the house a moment later, never suspecting that I might be the one to die.
be steady. I have to aim carefully. Very carefully.
You didn't hit my heart. It didn't hit me.
With Forbes dead, my father and I made plans for my final destruction.
It will be daylight soon.
I know.
I must go in a moment, but before I do, I must ask you to do two things.
What are they?
First of all, free Ben.
Free Ben.
He deserves his freedom. He's a good man. He has been loyal to me ever since all of this started.
And your second request?
Miss Winters is to be hanged at dusk. You must do something for her. You're the only one who can. Please try to save her.
I've already tried and failed. I couldn't get Judge Hanley to listen to me.
Then send a note to the governor. Use your prestige. You might be able to get a stay in the execution and a new trial.
All right. Everything you ask will be done.
Thank you. We must go.
Barnabas,
Yes.
I was never known to be able to show much affection.
Oh, don't show it now. Forget that I am your son. After today, forget that I ever existed.
I can't do that.
You must. Goodbye, Papa.
Goodbye.
I can only assume what happened after that. I'm sure my father couldn't bring himself to fire the silver bullets into my heart. Most likely, he instructed Ben to go to the mausoleum and place the chains around my coffin.
Goodbye, Mr. Barnabas. Goodbye.
And there I stayed in that mausoleum prison for almost 200 years. Until the night Willie Loomis broke in and opened my coffin and released me.
I see.
So now you know what happened and how it happened.
Yes, but I don't see how you can save Vicky.
I was so obsessed with killing Forbes that night. What I should have done is let him live and forced him to go and recant his testimony against Vicky. And that is what I'm going to do this time.
How, Barnabas? How can you possibly get there?
Vicky was led back to the past by the spirit of Peter Bradford. I, too, will summon his spirit to take me back for just one night.
What if that night doesn't go the way you wanted to go?
It will. I will control.
But you won't have any more control than any of the others involved.
More control. I lived through it. I will know what will happen before it happens. And I can change what happened.
But, Barnabas, there are any number of things that can change what happens, and they all represent grave danger for you. What if Forbes fires the arrow and it strikes you in the heart? Then you'll be dead, and he will have changed the course of history.
It will never happen, Julia.
I have no way of being sure, Barnabas. There's another grave danger. If you change one thing in the past, you can start a whole chain reaction that could lead to your own destruction.
I am aware of that.
You must also remember what you were back then, Barnabas. When you come back to the present, if you come back, will you be as you are or as a vampire?
I don't know.
How do you intend to return to the present?
I don't know that either, but I'm prepared to take all the risks you mentioned. I want you to be back here in this very spot in 48 hours.
Barnabas!
Now, Julia, please, don't try to stop me. I'm determined to go through with this. I can't let her die. I summon the spirits of Peter Bradford. Hear me wherever you are. Help me as you helped Vicky in transcending the barriers of time. A great wrong has been done in the past which must be rectified. Help me to rectify it. Take me back. Open the way for me. I implore you. Open the way.
Barnabas!